Hello, it's Tom, editor of the Popcorn Muncher, and welcome once again to our YouTube channel. There are just a few days to go until the Oscars are handed out, celebrating the best of the last year in cinema. It's a very strong selection of Best Picture nominees this time around, with 8 very worthy contenders in the mix, and Darkest Hour for some reason that I don't quite understand. However, the contest has come down to essentially a 2-horse race between Guillermo del Toro's beautiful fish sex fantasy, The Shape of Water, and Martin McDonagh's abrasive drama, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Now, I'm a fan of professional wrestling, and so I feel like the best way to describe this is as a wrestling rivalry. Because in wrestling, you have a good guy, known as the babyface, and a clear bad guy, known as the heel. Here, The Shape of Water is definitely the babyface. It's a movie that everybody basically likes, directed by a beloved filmmaker, and it has a kind of weirdness that makes it something of an outsider choice. Three Billboards, however, is the clear heel here. It emerged as a favourite in the race very early on, and although it was liked initially for its female-focused relevance, it has been turned upon as a result of worries about its approach to race and straightforward fatigue of the favourite. In that sense, it's kind of similar to last year, where the establishment-approved heel contender La La Land was beaten by the underdog babyface genius of Moonlight in controversial sequences that even Vince McMahon would struggle to dream up. So, with the two competitors very evenly matched, how do we decide who is actually going to win this thing and take home the silverware? There's only one way to work this out, and for that, I'll hand over to Matt Damon.
In the face of overwhelming odds, I'm left with only one option. I'm gonna have to science the shit out of this.
Yes, that's right, I'm going to try and predict the Oscars using maths and science. Let this be a warning to you, there will be graphs. The first thing worth looking at is the Precursor Awards. Things are pretty even there, with Three Billboards reigning supreme with Best Film at the BAFTAs and the Golden Globes, as well as scooping the top Best Ensemble prize at the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Shape of Water, meanwhile, scored coveted top awards from the Producers Guild of America and the Directors Guild, as well as the Critics' Choice Awards. But let's look in a little more detail at what those awards actually mean. If you want to have a serious chance at predicting the Best Picture Oscar, you have to look at the guilds. They share their voting members with the Academy, and therefore it's those ceremonies that provide an early look inside the minds of the people who actually matter. For the purposes of making the maths easier, we're going to go as far back as the 1995 Oscars, marking the first year that all of the major guilds gave out their main award. That gives us 22 years of history to work with. For the 22 years in question, the Producers Guild of America's main prize has mirrored the Oscars on 14 occasions, a 64% success rate. The Directors Guild of America, meanwhile, has been right 15 times, a higher 68% success rate. But the achievement of The Shape of Water is even greater than that. The PGA and DGA have shared the same winner on 15 occasions in that period, and in those cases, 11 of the 15 movies have won, a 73% rate of success. Notably though, this maths came undone just last year when La La Land missed out, despite having won both the PGA and DGA prizes. Meanwhile, the Globes and the BAFTAs favoured Three Billboards this year. The Globes are a less reliable predictor, however, than the Guilds. Despite getting 2 bites at Best Picture because they hand out awards for drama and for musical or comedy, the Globes have only been right on 13 occasions over the 22-year period we're talking about, which is a rate of just 59%. That's the same as the rate for the Critics' Choice Awards, incidentally, which this year went for Shape of Water. Things are even worse when we look at the BAFTAs, the British ceremony, which has only mirrored the Oscars on 11 occasions in this period, despite its best efforts to be a major part of the awards calendar. That is a pitiful hit rate of just 50%. We also have to look at the Best Director Oscar when we're predicting this, in which Three Billboards is not nominated for Martin McDonagh. Argo was the last movie to win Best Picture without this nomination in 2012. Ben Affleck was not nominated, but the film did win. And indeed, it has only happened 4 times in history. So that looks like an open and shut win for The Shape of Water, surely. Actually, that's not quite the case, because the other guild in play is the Screen Actors Guild, which this year handed its Best Ensemble prize to Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Now, in its own right, the SAGs aren't a good Best Picture predictor, with the same 50% rate as the BAFTAs during our period. However, the crucial statistic lies in the fact that The Shape of Water is not even nominated for the SAG Best Ensemble prize. And there has been only one occasion in the 22-year history of the Best Ensemble Award that a non-nominee has gone on to win Best Picture. That was in 1995 when Braveheart went on to win Best Picture, the very first year of the SAG Best Ensemble Prize. Now, it's also worth noting recent trends within the Academy when taking a look at the chances of the two main contenders. Guillermo del Toro is almost a dead cert for the Best Director award on Oscar night. He has dominated precursor ceremonies and, crucially, he won the DGA prize. The DGA has only failed to predict Best Director on 7 occasions in its more than 70-year history, so he can pretty much etch his name onto that award now. The Academy, though, in recent years has seen fit to diverge between Best Picture and Best Director. In the last 5 ceremonies, the Best Picture and Best Director prize have only coincided once, when Alejandro Inarritu's Birdman won both Best Director and Best Picture. That discrepancy bodes well for Billboards. Now, all of that leaves us with a very even and very difficult Best Picture battle to predict. It's almost 50-50. The category, though, that might be the key to predicting everything this year is Best Original Screenplay. In the 22-year period we've been discussing, only 2 movies, Gladiator and Chicago, have won Best Picture without winning for either director or screenplay. Three Billboards, as we've already established, is not in the running for director, so it needs to win the very competitive Best Original Screenplay category, in which it will battle The Shape of Water, of course. Now, if either Billboards or Shape of Water wins Best Original Screenplay, then that movie is very likely to go on to win Best Picture. But if that prize goes to one of the slight outsider picks, like Get Out or Lady Bird, then we're right back where we started. So basically this year, the maths tells us absolutely nothing other than the fact this is the closest race in years. If I'm guessing, I change on a daily basis at this stage. Right now, I'm giving the edge to Three Billboards, even with the backlash, even with the guilds. It feels like Three Billboards has the momentum to carry it to victory. But if it is The Shape of Water, I won't be surprised. And they're both excellent 5-star movies, so whichever one wins, I'll be happy.
Mildred Hayes, why did you put up these billboards?
My daughter Angela was murdered 7 months ago. It seems to me the police department is too busy torturing black folks to solve actual crime.
The hell is this?
Dixon, I'm in the middle of my goddamn Easter dinner. Sorry, kids.
I know, Chief, but I think we got kind of a problem.
But who do you think will win Best Picture? Do you care about the maths at all? Let me know in the comment section, and be sure to head over to thepopcornmuncher.com on Oscar night, where we will be foregoing all sleep to bring you coverage live all through the night, reaction, response, dissection of what it all means. Meanwhile, of course, subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and be sure to follow The Popcorn Muncher on all of our social media platforms, which you can find down in the description. Thank you very much for watching.